I'm going to do the introduction.
Hi everyone. Here, I'm going to adjust this a little bit.
We're slowly getting our tech together. We have kind of a better camera, and then we're getting better light. We're all moving. What I love about this light is that it makes me basically, you know that expression of whiter shade than pale? Still got it.
Oh, Seth, we didn't change the name, so it's like,
oh yeah,
I'm not Seth. He's not James.
Well, it's Variety Thursday. We're mixing it up. By the way,
is that what it is?
I wore my comedy shirt. What part of don't you understand? Well, it's musician humor.
Wow.
Anyway.
Okay, I'm James Wesley. This is my husband, Seth Rudetsky. Welcome to Stars in the House.
Yeah. Hi, guys. Stars
in
the House.
Stars in the House, Seth?
Okay.
I'm gonna be you. What is it?
It's something we do every day, 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern. It's a fundraiser for the Actors Fund, which is just for wealthy actors in New York.
Oh my God.
Okay, for those people that keep writing like, why are you raising money for rich actors? Okay, it's for anybody
Let's
in
start
the
at
arts.
the beginning. It's not people. Listen, if you're a rich actor, you're not going to qualify for funds from the Actors Fund. End of story. So there you go.
So it's for anybody in the arts, behind the scenes,
performing arts,
behind the scenes, on stage. Literally whatever you do that helps publicists, anybody that does anything to do with the arts that's a professional can get help from the Actors Fund for things like paying your rent, paying your health insurance, whatever you need. By the way, they have an amazing
they pay child care if that's what you need because you're an essential worker. Go ahead, Seth.
Yeah, you're an essential worker. It's just an amazing organization. All the money goes to people in need. If you need help, go to actorsfund.org and you can find out how you can get help. And if you can give help, donate. I would, like I've said before, even $1 helps.
Put the banner on. Forgot to put the banner.
Yeah, so guys, the minimum donation is $5, and you donate at starsinthehouse.com. And then throughout the show, we'll have people read some of the donations. And we have, by the way, today's perfect because we have Christine Pedi, who can read your donation as Elaine Stritch, as Elijah, as Bernadette. By the way, horrible imitations. She's brilliant.
Seth has about
we should say them all for the end.
Seth has 2 imitations. What are they, Seth?
BB Newirth.
Right.
This is my imitation of BB Newirth, but I sort of apply it to everything.
Yes.
And my mother. Anyway.
That's it. That is it.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? So this, I will do.
This
well, even these that are left over from yesterday.
Yes. We'll
okay. So, but can we say, and I'm going to say yes, we can, that we can announce that so far in the last 3 weeks and a couple of days, over $170,000 has been raised for the Actors Fund.
Just from this.
Thanks to you from Stars in the House.
Just from you guys donating. Amazing. And we have people from all over the place today. As a matter of fact, he says, blimey from London. Can't wait to see Andy Nyman. And hopefully he can talk about House Ories. So that's coming up soon.
That's how you read that. Okay. All right, Seth. Do you want to introduce as I make fun of you, I end up making.
You know, I just got off the Peloton. I'm so out of breath, sweaty. Okay.
Another reason why we're so far behind.
Oh, so excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our first guest today. You may know her as Tovah Felshuh, but she is in complete. Oh no! Of course, we got to do that first.
Yeah, we're going to do that first.
We got the video clips. Tova, take a break.
We've
got these amazing video clips we have to share.
Yes.
So we have 2 brilliant writer/performers/videographers. Please welcome the stars, creators, and all the above of Submissions Only. We have Miss Kate Weatherhead. Hello. And we have Andrew Keenan Weatherhead. Hey. Hi, guys.
How's it going?
By the way, your sister Celia Keenan Weatherhead has been on Stars in the House twice already. So, bye-bye.
Okay.
So, guys, tell us what Submissions Only is, and then tell us the big news about people that are homebound, what they can enjoy this weekend. Go.
I'll say what it is. It's a comedic web series that Andrew and I co-created in 2010. It ran 3 seasons, 22 full episodes. It has a lot of actors that you probably know and recognize. And it's all about what goes on behind the scenes for people who are trying to make a living in this crazy industry.
And Submissions Only is an expression. Basically, it's really hard to get. There's a show coming to Broadway. I want an audition. They'll go like submissions only. You have to be submitted by your agent. So the title itself is negative, and that's what I love about it. So I'm going to show some of these great clips. What I love is that some of the actors are playing actors, and others get their revenge on annoying casting directors and directors by playing. Now, Andrew, by the way, are you the videographer and editor?
I am indeed. Yes.
You still got it. Okay, so let's watch. You'll recognize one of these stars. who, by the way, I was supposed to have a virtual Seder with last night, and I completely faded out. I could not get it together, but here she is.
Oh, you're so cute. So listen, I saw your last performance of the Fort play.
Right.
Right, that's obviously why I called you.
Yeah, how did you get my number?
Very crafty, which makes me an excellent manager. That's the first thing you should know about me. I figure out ways into everything. Scares my clients at first, but then they end up loving it. They say, Sharon, work your magic. I do.
You do? You actually sound annoying. So guys, so how many episodes total does Submissions Only have?
22.
Yeah, 22. 3 seasons worth.
And what's the big news for those of us that are housebound and all we have to do every day is watch Stars in the House at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m.? What else can we watch?
Well,
in addition to Stars in the House, now starting tomorrow at noon, you can watch all 3 seasons for free on the Stage Network's streaming platforms, Facebook and YouTube.
Hold on, I'm going to put that as a banner.
Seth's going to create the banner right now.
What's the website?
Stage. And it's a theater-based library of performing. There's lots of shows and concerts and documentaries. And it will be free.
The website is called watchstage.com.
Hold on, I'm
He's
rewriting
going to
it.
change it. Watchstage.
Watchstage.com.
Okay.
Watch Stage. Hold on. By the way, Kate, you are the most perfectly proportioned guest we've ever had with the couches, the stripes, the hair sort of matches, everything is working.
We need you here virtually to help set this up because we don't know what we're doing.
We're not
If we weren't all quarantined, I'd be there, but you're on your own.
That's what masks and gloves are for. Okay, so I'm going to show another clip. This is Joanna Gleason, who, by the way, started our auction series, which we're going to go back to. But Joanna Gleason, I don't know if you watched the episode. She had the staff that Bernadette Peters held in Into the Woods, and she auctioned it off. We don't quite know how she had it. I think it's called theft, but she auctioned it off for the Actors Fund, and it raised, how much money did it raise?
$3,000.
Here she is being amazing, and by amazing, completely controlling and way too loud during an audition with John Bolton.
We're all set.
Hold on, just 1 second, Greg. Thank you. You really think I'm disagree?
You can disagree with me all you want.
I'm not going to change my mind.
How narrow-minded you're being about this.
Well, that has nothing to do with this.
You're forgiving. Actually, I think.
Okay, regardless, I'll tell you what.
You could call
this guy back a million times with nothing but a 3-legged meerkat as his final competition, and no matter what he did, I'd still cast the meerkat over him.
I would cast
the meerkat.
We hear you. So Andrew and Kate, what real life experience have you guys had that you actually finally got to put in Submissions Only and kind of get healing from?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was a lot of cathartically exercising nightmare audition stories. A lot of things that happened to us during readings. And it was great. You know, while we were making the show, if we would have a bad audition or someone who we were working with was a little cuckoo, we're just filing it in the Rolodex of things that we may or may not include in future episodes.
I was at an audition. This was well after Submissions Only aired, and there was the director in the room and someone from the theater in the room, and the guy from the theater was like, "I love your web series," and the woman was like, "What's this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's this funny show about auditioning." And he's like, "Oh, cool, I'll have to check it out." And then she said, "Well, thank you so much for coming in, Mandy."
You know what? Life imitates art.
Yeah.
So here's sort of my favorite clip. It includes the first guest that was on Stars in the House, and it's edited so brilliantly. Andrew, bravo. Let's watch this.
Are you okay, Anna?
Wait, I'm going to watch that one more time, and then we're going to watch it. But I'm obsessed at how real it looked, and then I'm obsessed that the bruise does not go away during the audition. Here, keep watching.
Are you okay, Anna?
I'm fine. Just the first song with the intro, please.
Do you need to take a minute?
No.
It's fine if you need to take.
I'm fine. So sorry.
The Crazy aggressive Bruce. Okay, so one more time, I'm going to put up the banner so everybody can watch. It is watchstage.com. And it's all the episodes, including your dreamy possible boyfriend, Santino Fontana, right?
Correct. He's in most of them. Yes.
Yes, Queen. All right, guys, you'll be back. I'm sure we're going to have like a Newsies reunion and a Spelling Bee reunion and a lighting designer reunion. So peace out. Thank you, Kate and Andrew.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Submissions only, guys. Don't forget. Okay, peace out on those lovelies. Now we're going.
We can bring
my fellow Jewess, the amazing Tova Felshuh, who normally is dressed as Tova Felshuh, but she's actually dressed in full character. She's committing to today's.
I love it.
Oh, I forgot. I have to have the hashtag. Today's Variety Thursday.
Oh, right.
That's the whole thing. On Thursdays, it's basically a variety show. So Tova's in full costume, which I completely appreciate. Please welcome the Honorable Ruth Bader Felshuh. Hi, Tova.
Hi, Tova.
Wait, can you? Well, I can't tell if you can hear. Oh, hold on. I don't know why you were muted. Sorry, hold on 1 second. It's our fault.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Hi, Tove. I love that you're standing at your piano in full.
I'm standing at the Steinway, my mother's Steinway.
It is lovely.
Well, first off, how are you doing before we get into RBG here?
I'm doing very well, to be very honest with you and with my family, whom I consider all the artists with whom we work. I believe I had COVID from March 9th to 19th. Mm-hmm. I got it from another person, I believe, in our profession, who's in the music business. It wasn't our beloved Adam, of course. It was very mild. I need to get an antibody test because I believe I have joined the herd of antibody group. And if I could give blood, I would give blood in a second if I'm not too old. That could help somebody else.
Were your symptoms as severe or strong as what you've heard other people say? Or did you
I went to 6 on March 6th. On the 7th, I went to 2 bat mitzvahs. One in Long Island, I sat 6 feet apart and there was no big celebration where I was not isolated. I then went to Temple Emmanuel, and I don't know if you know Temple Emmanuel, it's 65th and 5th, but you could sit in Siberia. It doesn't matter how big the bat mitzvah is, that place holds 1,800 people, no problem. But then the family rented Danielle. And at Danielle Restaurant, there were 250 guests. I had the honor of sitting with the head of cardiology at Milstein Hospital, Dr. Alan Schwartz, who was instrumental in actually saving my mother, Lily's life. And Lily lived till over 103 because of all of it. Right. And he said to me, 5 to 10 people will test positive tonight. We didn't know how conservative he was. So somewhere in that melee, I must have caught this virus. And I just thought it was a cold because we didn't know. So I had a cold for 3 days. I went to Betty Buckley's opening at the Carlisle. I saw my beloved Daryl Roth for tea at her home. Again, 6 feet apart. We didn't hug, we didn't kiss. And I could have had a cold. And then I noticed my taste and my smell disappeared for 8 days. Oh. And my brother's an ER guy. And my brother, David, who's in his 70s, is now at urgent care working in he's was the head of theater at Cornell University. And when he's not doing theater like any good Jewish boy, he's a doctor. As my mother would say, David, I'm so glad I'm not your patient. 2 days a week he practices. You break your leg on Wednesday, fine. Break it on Saturday, call Gutterman's. So that was the funeral home. In all events, my brother, I told my brother I was losing my taste and smell. I had no taste and smell. I lost 8 pounds, which was wonderful. My brother called me the minute the New York Times article came out. He said that was a marker. But by March 19th, my smell came back, my taste, and my strength started to come back, and I've been well for quite some time. So I would call a mild case. If I had it, we've got to get the antibody test.
Right. Yes, that's what Dr. LaPoo keeps telling us.
You know, I just got a letter from Paramount, not a letter, an email, asking me to get on a plane July 20th. I said, if the world has righted itself, and if I can get an antibody test, maybe I can get on a plane. Or what private plane did you want to send for me?
Thank you.
Exactly.
You know, Tova, we have a lot of Jewish guests today. I just realized Andy Nyman and Judy Gold. What kind of a Seder did you try to have, or did you just say, pass, I'm going to wait till next year?
Thank you. I ran a Zoom Seder with 54 of my family on 25 screens. We have pictures of it. It was thrilling. It was hard for me. I mean, I prepared my Seder plate with whatever I could do. I got to Best Market, which is in West Hampton. We live in Quogue. We moved out to the country. We moved out to the country. There's a forsythia.
Oh, lovely. Oh, so beautiful. Hold on. We have to readjust the sound. Hold on. Wait, you got muted, girl.
Sorry, John.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
So, I have to just make sure I plug in. So we moved out to the country, and there's a 30 to 40 minute wait even to get into our market. And I was up against, I had to prepare for all this stuff. I put a Haggadah together with my beloved children, and then with my wonderful assistant, Gabby Nail, we edited the Haggadah to put in more children. So we made our own Haggadah. I made my Seder plate, but I was missing maror because I had a brain fart and didn't pick up the horseradish. And I saw the line, and I called the rabbi, the nearest rabbi, and I said, Rabbi Schneier, I don't have maror. Could I ask a terrible favor? Could I get a piece of yours? And she said, where are you? I said, well, I'm in the parking lot of Best Market. He said, I'm at Best Market in line. And I turned around in my car. I saw the rabbi, went to his trunk. He broke a piece of the horseradish and gave it to me. So thank you, Rabbi Mark Schneier.
Hold on.
Every child said the 4 questions. My grandson, who's 16 months old, said ma, because that's he can say mama. So ma was it. And it was a wonderful, tearful experience of cousins from London, cousins from New York, cousins from San Francisco, Los Angeles, and the one in Beijing could not call in. And it's interesting. My family, who arrived in 1902, but the Felshuh family's from Vienna, so we're all dispersed because of World War II. But when I saw the 54 people and the 25 screens, as corny as it sounds, you really realize that Hitler didn't succeed with us. He didn't succeed, and we're so lucky to be Americans. We're so lucky to have been born in this country after the war, albeit during the McCarthy era, but I was too young to really understand what was going on.
No, I was talking to my dad and my mom, and they were born in 1931 and 32, and I was thinking, I can't believe how lucky they are that they were born here and not overseas, because they basically wouldn't exist anymore. I was thinking the same thing, man.
It was, because with the Zoom, you really saw how the family has thrived, and we're the 4th generation now in America for 118 years. We're just so lucky. We took the turn across the Atlantic.
Yeah, we made the right turn. But
survived on the last Aliyah boat into Israel, but what they had to go through just living in Israel is very difficult.
So speaking of Jewish mothers, I wouldn't say you're the most pleasant one on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Are you basing that on any particular Jewish mother? Yourself, your mother, go.
I'm not basing it on my mother. My mother was shy and quiet. As a matter of fact, Hachette has hired me, if you will. They're a wonderful, huge global publisher, along with HarperCollins and Knopf and all that. So I am working for Hachette. I've been paid to write a book called Lilyville, the universe of my mother, who lived to 103. My mother was, father knows best, quiet until my father died. And then she came forth completely. She also had elocution lessons as a young child, because her parents were from Britain and from Russia, and they didn't want their children to have wacko accents. So I remember my mother talking more like this, but as she got older, she kind of went back to her Bronx roots, and then she went deaf, so everything was yelled, everything. And she was very, very funny. That's all I have to say about my mother. My mother would have been proud of the Seder last night, and I'm glad she was spared this COVID thing.
Oh, Jeremy. Well, look, I want to do this Ruth Bader Ginsburg song, and sadly, Adam Schlesinger, devastatingly so young, passed away from COVID-19. One of the brilliant writers on your show. And did he write this Ruth Bader Ginsburg song for you?
No, he did not. James Bossy, my musical director, wrote this Ruth Bader Ginsburg rap for me after I did Sisters-in-Law by Jonathan Shapiro, this Los Angeles premiere I did of this wonderful play that I hope will come into New York. It's about the relationship of Ruth Bader Ginsburg with Sandra Day O'Connor, the 2 first women on the Supreme Court who, quote, changed the world, as Jonathan Shapiro says. In all events, James Bossy wrote that for me, but Adam Schlesinger wrote Where's the Bathroom, the Forget It rap, the song I sang with Elaine Boosler, and then I worked for him for Bedwetter. He was the writer for Sarah Silverman's musical.
Right. Of course.
Which is also, I'm sure that their schedule's in jeopardy because
yes, let's be on hiatus. All right, well, let's have a little Passover miracle, and let's get some Ruth Bader Ginsburg rapping, which I'm sure happens in our house all the time.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg, written for me by James Bossy as the 11 o'clock number of Aging is Optional. So I played Ruth Bader Ginsburg at 40, 50, 60, 66 when she got cancer, 70, and of course the last act is when she's 80. But never fear, she's still doing very well. Justice, clear the way for justice. RBG, justice, clear the way for justice. That's little old me. To be a bookkeeper in my mother's time was the highest height she could ever climb. But miracle of miracles, in just one generation, her daughter sitting on the highest court in the nation. I said to the guys who preside on the benches, face the facts, boys, it's time to be mentions. I taught them one truth they almost missed. Gender equality does exist. Justice, clear the way for justice, one step at a time. Justice, clear the way for justice. Can't think of a rhyme. Oh, Marty was my husband, also best friend. He loved and respected me right to the end. The thing I miss most, and please don't think me vain, he's the only man I ever met who cared I had a brain. I stand for equality, and as for gay marriage, anything less would be judicial miscarriage. I said as I wanted to trim in the courts, give the gays the whole milk, not just the skim. Justice, clear the way for justice. When sharks attack, justice, clear the way for justice. I've got your back. I found my voice as I grew older, because all my brave sisters let me ride on their shoulders. Susan B., Harriet T., Betty Free, Sandra Day O.C., Eleanor R., Simone de Beauvoir. All of you gals know who you are. Belva, Paulie, Oprah too, Sonia, Elena, and you know who. Justice, clear the way for justice. They all pave the way. Justice, clear the way for justice. And may I say, I'm always optimistic. I never get rattled. Each day's an opportunity to win another battle. Don't worry about my health. I'm performing at my peak. You'll find me on the bench doing push-ups next week. According to Twitter, I'm notorious. I've gone viral. Ain't it glorious? I've much in common with B.I.G. We're homies from Brooklyn. Yo, Jay-Z! Justice, clear the way for justice. Fight a good fight. Justice, clear the way for justice. Making things right.
Okay, you still got it. Everyone is
Yeah,
obsessed.
these comments are amazing.
Okay, it's my favorite thing. Can't think of a rhyme. All right, Ruth Bader
Look at
Felshuh.
this one more before she.
Oh,
Oh no, this one here.
What a treat. I had to miss Tovah's concert in Florida a couple weeks ago. James and Seth hit it out of the park yet again. A Zis and Pesach to all. You'll be back, Tova. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, dear.
Bye, Tova.
So wonderful to have her. Okay, so now we're going to go across the
We're
pond.
gonna go across the pond.
We'd like to welcome. Now I'm going to do the whole interview with my
Oh
British
no!
accent.
Please don't.
I've perfected it.
No, you have not.
Please welcome. His name is Handy, but we call him Andy because we don't pronounce H's. Andy Nyman.
Andy Nyman.
I mean, that accent is flawless.
Thank you.
Andy.
Thank you.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary.
Is that a Dick Van Dyke reference?
No.
Wait. Okay, if you don't know, Andy's this brilliant actor. He was starring in Fiddler on the Roof opposite our best pal, Judy Kuhn. I did Judy Kuhn. And Judy was like, you've got to meet Artebia. He loves you. And I waited after the show. He had left. He loves me. But then she texted him, rude, and he came back with his family. And now, like, we're all best friends. Andy, how's your lovely family?
We're all right. I mean, we're a month into not going outside. And thank God we're okay. what can I tell you?
I know, I hear us. Yeah. Now, the other thing that maybe you don't know, people that are across the pond here in America, is that Andy was Tevye and was just nominated for an Olivier. So it's this crazy thing, Andy, where you finally get an Olivier nomination and the Oliviers don't happen. How are you coping mentally with that?
Well, look, with the madness of the world, I think I can cope with not going to an awards ceremony. I'm okay. I mean, it was supposed to be last Sunday night.
Right.
The sadness is I was going to, they wanted me to sing Rich Man at the Albert Hall. So that would have been just an amazing thing. But I didn't get to do that. But I think the awards are at the end of the year.
Oh.
I've got a career of 32 years. I've managed this far without an Olivier Award. I'll manage without. If I win it, amazing. If not, it's fine. It's lovely. There are bigger things to worry about.
Andy's a brilliant actor. You may not recognize him. Well, if he had the beard, you fully wouldn't recognize him. He got rid of the beard, but he's still got the giant glasses. But you would know him because he was just part of an Oscar nominated, winning? I can't remember.
Winning. She won.
Winning film. He's so brilliant in it. Perhaps.
And I would have to say that I think that Andy Nyman contributed to a certain actress winning an Oscar because of this scene. If I think that's what
this scene is so heartwarming.
Andy
and
is brilliant in this.
So
and if you haven't seen Judy, you should see it.
Here's Andy's brilliance. Just a smattering of it.
I mean, we invite you over for dinner. All we offer you are eggs, and now you're doing the cooking.
I always do the cooking.
No, I can't bear it.
I'm a very good cook.
No, I'm sure. Put that spoon down.
You don't trust me.
Put that spoon down. Would you please?
It smells really lovely.
Let's give you a drink. Come on.
I'm always going to use cream from now on.
I love that she says that with you. I'm always going to use cream. It's so comforting and sweet.
It's adorable. She was just brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah.
How many like for that scene? Because there were two big scenes, if I remember. That one, and then you had one that was just you and her. Like, how long does that take to film?
That whole sequence in the apartment was only a night.
Wow.
It was maybe 6 hours. And we'd done a tiny bit of rehearsal first. She and I had a sort of rehearsal day. But she was just so brilliant to work with, is a proper actress, and just delightful to everybody and just cares about the work. And that makes your job so much easier. An interesting little fact about all that stuff in the apartment, if you see it, it's set at Christmas time. And my wife, Sophie, sells these incredible, crazy, vintage Christmas decorations and toys and things. She's got on Etsy and Instagram, she's called Myrtle's Store.
I follow it. Hold on, I'm going to write it down.
Yeah.
Myrtle's.
Myrtles store. But by coincidence, they had bought all of the Christmas decorations from her. So when I turned up on the set, all of these decorations from Sophie were our decorations in the flat.
Wait a minute, Andy. You didn't know ahead of time that they had gone?
I knew that she'd said, they bought some stuff from me for Judy. And we were like, what a coincidence. But then, it's a big film and it goes all over the place. The fact they were in my apartment was just so sweet.
I love that. I love Soph. So we brought Andy here by the way, the other thing I just want to just plug for 2 seconds. If you see his name, Andy Nyman, go to Amazon and look up his name and buy both acting books. They're so brilliant. Because I was going to say, you're acting so good in that scene. I was going to go, well, of course it is. You wrote that great book. It's such a brilliant book. Not like about acting technique, but basically how to be in the business, but also be good at
it. Survive and keep your head together. And they're funny and quick. And it's just both of the books, Golden Rules of Acting and More Golden Rules of Acting. They're just full of little real world tips that I have learned about how to conduct yourself and how to just survive a career.
Oh, so helpful.
Well, in addition to acting, Andy, you have this wonderful hobby that we wanted you to show off for us. And by the way, everyone, Andy was so generous that for Julie's 19th birthday, we were in Los Angeles. We'd just done Concert for America. And on Julie's 19th birthday, September 22nd, Andy gave us passes for the Magic Castle in LA. It was such a great birthday gift and gift for all of us. So thank you, Andy.
Well, I've done that for years and I love it. And in fact, I do it to, so I wrote and co-directed Darren Brown's Secret that was just on Broadway.
You saw it twice. I love Darren Brown's Secret.
Well, so that I've worked with Darren for years, and I love magic, and I love the thinking of it and the craft of it and the mystery of it. And I did, when you asked me to do a little bit of magic, I was thinking about what sort of thing I could do, but I wanted to show you something that was strange and special, really, which, I seem to have gone all close up. There you go. So I wanted to show you like a spirit effect, because at this weird time, it felt sort of right to me in lockdown. So this is just, it's a little blackboard, and I just wrote the 9th of April on it. So if I write Seth and James, and then on the other side, let's put stars in the house.
Oh, wow. Good publicity. Thank you.
Of course. There you go. So we've got Seth and James and stars in the house. So then the idea would be, or what I'm going to try to do is to, let's hold this so it's a bit closer to you actually, is, I hope you can see this okay, is what you would do, what I'm going to do, and what the spiritualists would do, would be to ask the spirits to send a sign, to give a message at this time with stars in the house. And I think they may have done that. If I just turn that round.
Wait a minute.
Spirits have said to donate to the Actors Fund.
Wait, is your wife like on that chalkboard and she just wrote?
Yeah, she's hiding. She's back there. So there you go. And that is, so firstly, donate to the Actors Fund. And what I love about that is that is genuinely something that would have been done the 1890s, the 1900s as a real spirit sign. So that's a little piece of old school magic for you.
Just on a total side note, Andy, did you ever read Affinity by Sarah Waters, that British writer? Oh, she's a brilliant British writer, Sarah Waters, but she wrote about that whole spiritual, that everyone was obsessed in the late 1890s in London. So it just reminds me of you. But those were real spirits, what you just did, right?
Yeah, that wasn't a trick. Those are real spirits. Okay. They're the Heimische spirits that only come out at Pesach. Yeah.
Okay, Andy, wait. So we have to bring you back to do like card tricks and stuff.
Another time. Yeah.
Okay, because we had, who do we have last week? We had an American. Harrison Goldberg? We had another Jewish man who was brilliant. So we need to bring you back. We need to also bring your son Preston to do some tricks.
Yeah. He can show, he's doing some brilliant stuff. I mean, one of the great things, look, the lockdown, it isn't clearly a bizarre nightmare that is devastating people. But there's a pocket of people. There's a weird thing, I think, for actors, for freelancers and artists, which is that I'm not saying the suffering's any less, but we're slightly more akin with this feast or famine lifestyle and slightly more in tune with the idea of having nothing in front of us at all. So weirdly, I think psychologically for us, it doesn't feel weirdly as rocky. If I'm totally honest and open, my wife, Sophie, who has cancer and is having cancer treatments throughout this, said one of the weird comforts for her is that she's now, other people are getting a taste of what that experience, because after chemo, she has 3 or 4 days of utter isolation where she feels sort of hopeless and desolate sometimes. And there's a couple of oncologists we were talking to were saying that a lot of cancer patients find that there's like a shared experience universally now where there's comfort within that. But what I was going to say was that Preston's been doing amazing creative magic. I've been writing Jeremy Dyson, who I wrote Ghost Stories with. We're writing our next play and we've just submitted our next film script, and we're actually trying to find, it's very hard to concentrate, but we're trying to find the time to do creative work, because we're blessed as creatives that you can just try and keep yourself alive up here, you know. So that is a special thing.
Using the isolation to be creative. And P.S. our Harrison Greenbaum was his name. And by the way, Andy, when you said about actors being used to it, the hilarious comic Jackie Hoffman was saying that she's married, and she said, when you're a married couple, at the end of the workday, you're supposed to talk about, what did you do all day? She goes, but we're both actors, so we don't do anything. So anyway, it just reminds me of that joke. She's like, I was right next to you. We were sitting here. All right, so you're going to come back. We'll bring Preston. By the way, I just saw Sophie last week. She's looking great. So tell her I say she's still got it.
I will do.
And we'll bring you back across the pond next time. Thank you, Andy Nyman.
I love you. Bye.
I gotcha.
Bye, Andy.
Okay, so now we're going to bring
yet another Jew?
Another Jewess.
Another Jew. Oh.
For Pesach, but she's right here, not across the pond, the lovely Judith Gold. Thank God you're muted. I can't hear you, which is a blessing. Hold on. Are you muted again? Hold on. That is so weird. Why can't we hear you?
I wonder if it's one of those things that everyone else can hear.
Oh, wait.
Now, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I changed the audio setting. I'm very handy.
I liked it better when we couldn't hear you. Hey, Judith.
I love you guys.
What was your Seder like, dear?
So we were at my ex's. It was so lesbianic, I can't even tell you. We were at my ex's down the street. We're in Provincetown. And it was my ex and her wife, me and Elisa, our son Ben, and his girlfriend Nicole, not Jewish. And then my brother in Arizona, he put together the Zoom Seder and an 18-minute Haggadah. And so people were all over the country, but it was so annoying because people wouldn't mute when the other one was talking. Like, we each had a set of pages, and then it was like, shut up, I can hear you, and I'm like, dumb, supportive, doing the plagues. But it was fun. I mean, I sat there and I thought, the Jews, we've been doing this for over 5,000 years, and we found a way to do it in these circumstances. It's like the resilience.
It reminds me of my Rebbitzin, who used to talk about being literally in a concentration camp during the high holidays and how they would find like a scrap of bread to be the challah. It's like, that's a good point. It's all adaptable.
Right.
What about being in Provincetown? First of all, Provincetown is empty during the spring anyway.
How long have you guys been there?
A month. We've been here a month.
It's perfect. So you're able to really socially isolate and not be stressed out.
So we left before it got like when there was talk of, quarantines and all that stuff. And, it's been like, I can't imagine being in my 950 square foot apartment with one bathroom. Like, I can't.
Right.
And not being able to use the elevator. I don't know. I'm so happy that there were so many times in my life where people were like, sell your house. You don't have any money, sell your house. And I was like, never selling my house. I'm never selling my house. And I'm glad I didn't. But, like, we can walk to the beach, and you can walk through the, the bike paths and the dunes and the beach forest.
Where's the food? Where do you go
The
for
food is good. The Stop and Shop is open. All the liquor stores are open. They have a dispensary here now. They also, a lot of the restaurants are doing curbside takeout. Like, you can just get, I got a salad from Finizzi's the other day. It was so good. Canteen is open. Seafood is open. Angel Foods, Liz's Cafe. Like, it's all, but then there's the get out of town people. Like, I've lived here since 94, and there's still some sort of attitude of, there's some people that are like, leave, and I'm like, I pay my taxes and I've lived here forever. So, I'm here I come here in the winter all the time. So
there's always an attitude about people that live there year round. They always feel like we still love Provincetown. Okay. Yeah. So look, it's Passover. We got to talk about your mom. Your mom passed away, but she was always the fodder for so much of your comedy. Now, was it one of those things that you kept secret from her, that she didn't know she was fodder for so much of your comedy, or did she know?
Oh no, she loved it. She, like, sometimes she would say something. I'm like, oh, I'm using that. Like, I can't believe you. And then like I would go do a set, and then the next day I would talk to her, and she'd be like, "How did we do?" But
that's hilarious.
I know. But there's one story. So I used to do this joke about her, how she had her cataracts removed, and the doctor gave her these huge sunglasses to wear for 4 to 6 weeks after the surgery. And she wore the, she had gotten her cataracts removed like a year before, but she was still wearing the sunglasses. And because she thought they were attractive. She looked like B. Arthur as a welder. So one day it's at Caroline's, it's Mother's Day, and I do the B. Arthur as a welder joke. And she's sitting in the front, and she literally pulls out her glasses from her purse, puts them on, and just sits the rest of the show with the sunglasses on.
And she, first of all, I love that she loved it. But second of all, it's funny. I'm thinking back to when Judy and I first met before I met James. Judy was not human rights, human interest
producer
on the Rose O'Donnell show. And so much of Judy's comedy, there's always a lesbian take on it. But back then, you weren't out as a lesbian. And when you had a kid, talk about how your mother basically had to lie about how you had a child because she didn't want to say you were a lesbian.
Oh, well, I did come out once Henry was born, but she would never tell anyone. So she used to, I'm not kidding. She used to say, and this is the name of my album. My first album is Judith's Roommate Had a Baby, but she literally used to say, Judith's roommate had a baby, and then Judith adopted it. And I'm like, yeah, Ma, we were splitting the rent. And I was like, oh, I should probably pay for half of that kid as well. And then I would go on like Judith's roommates, a lovely girl. She was walking down the streets. There was some hypodermic needle flying around. It happened to have sperm in it. It landed in her vagina. She had a baby. And that, because it was so ridiculous. Like she literally thought people were like, oh, that's normal. The roommate has a baby. And that like I can't believe that she, like a smart woman like that, whatever. And then and then I knew all her friends who had gay kids, and I'd be like, why don't you talk to Doris? Her son's gay. She never told me he was gay. I'm not bringing it up. I'm not going to be the first one to bring it up. I'm like, oh my God. All right, fine.
And then once you had kids, every time I see a baby Bjorn, I always think of you. How did you used to describe a baby Bjorn?
Oh, the baby Bjorn is that thing you wear. It's that thing you use. You wear the kid, and then you trip and fall, and the baby dies.
It's a horrible description, but it's
so true. It's like I can't imagine. And I used to poop with them on all the time. Like you'd have to poop with the baby Bjorn on, and you're like, oh God, do I take him out or But it's true. Like what happens if you're walking wearing the baby and you fall?
What you said. All right. So before you go, I just want you, because I brought the actual.
What? I'm leaving?
Girl, I've got Christine Pedi. I'll bring you back and say goodbye.
I love Christine Pedi.
I know.
Judy, you're gonna start producing our human interest segments beginning next week, right?
Yes. So I have a lot of emails, and I'm going to be in contact with people, and then we're going to. We're not saying what we're doing.
No,
you can say. Go ahead.
We're going to hopefully, match them with one of their, like these first responders, these people that are giving up everything to save other people's lives, including their own health. Right. Putting everything on the line for the good, the better. These people are just so special. They're like, it's unbelievable. Anyway, hopefully we'll have. It's like make a wish.
That's true. Yeah, and it's
yeah.
We're going to put the email address up, and people can also go to starsinthehouse.com. So if you want to nominate someone, and we're calling it Frontline Heroes.
Frontline Heroes,
because you're right. It's a medical component, but it's also people are putting their lives on the line so that we can eat or get deliveries or all of that.
It's unbelievable. You go to the grocery store. Everyone is putting themselves in a precarious position to feed people. The delivery people. I mean, it's
delivery people,
right?
I want to. I don't know why I'm echoing so much. Wait, let me take myself off screen for 1 minute. Am I still echoing? Better. Okay, so I have the actual recording. Please, okay. I'll play it at the end, but please tell the story about when you were talking to your mom on the phone, and then by
Okay.
something happened.
So many years ago, this is pre-cell phone. I left now, and I lived in New York. I was young, and my mother always thought, like, the minute I walked out of the apartment, something horrible was gonna, like, everything. The minute she was always like that, like, oh my God, the worst. So I leave my apartment, I go to my agent's office, and I'm waiting, shocking. And they had, they used to have the phone right next to the sofa, and you could just make, in the waiting area. So I'm like, oh, I'll call my mother because, it's free, because you used to have to pay long distance.
Right.
But it's like, oh, I'll just call. So I'm talking to her on the phone. We get disconnected right in the middle of the conversation. Now, you need to know before you hear this that my apartment building is like a kibbutz. Like, I know everyone in the building. My next door neighbor's name is Marjorie. Like, everyone helps each other out. It's like really like that old time New York City apartment building. So I'm sitting there, I'm talking to my mother. My elbow hits the phone. We get disconnected. I didn't call her back. And I neglected to tell her that I was in my agent's office when I was calling her. So I get home, and this is the message she left on my answering machine. It's a real message from my mother.
And just FYI, notice the panic and then the politeness.
Right.
Judith, are you all right? Did you fall down? What happened? Where are you? I'm a wreck. I don't understand this. Maybe I'll call Marjorie and tell her to go over and find out what happened.
My neighbor.
Judith, where are you?
Okay, now.
So long.
What is it? First of all, that was on slow. I don't know why it was on slow. My mother didn't talk like this. She would be like, she was hysterical.
But why did she feel the need to be so chatty at the end?
It's like, Judith, where are you? I'm a wreck. I don't know. Maybe I'll call Marjorie. So long. But it was every time, every conversation, I could be like, like, Ma, I'm a lesbian. Oh my God, I'm so depressed. I can't take it. I gotta go. I'm dizzy. So long. Like every time.
All right, Judy, we're going to bring you back and say goodbye at the end. Of course, you're going to be back a lot more often. Let's bring another comedic lady, not Jewish, but can pass, the fabulous Italian, Christine Pedi.
I didn't have a clue what Tova Felshuh was saying. All of these words you people are using about this Seder, it sounds like a lot of fun, but I didn't know what any of it meant. Judy Gold, I love. She and I shared this comic moment at the Friars Club. We are in a photograph with Jerry Stiller, Joe Franklin, Mickey Freeman, who else? Pat Cooper, Larry Storch, Professor Irwin Corey, and Fivish Finkel. It was this incredible, just incredible array of old Jewish comics, and Judy Gold and me. Oh my God!
I want to show. So, Christine, by the way, you look like you're Liza Minnelli. So I want to show a quick clip.
Yeah, I'm just lazing around here doing nothing on an afternoon in my home.
Okay, cut.
Just waiting for you all, but I'm keeping it sanitary.
Oh, with the gloves. So this is Christine Pedi. This is the brilliant video Christine Pedi made. It's quote unquote shit, Liza says. And some of that, I'm just obsessed with, first of all, the haughtiness on certain words, and then just the weird combination of things. Here, let's all watch Christine and love this.
I was making lasagna for Michael Jackson, Elizabeth Taylor, and Halston. Beyonce's sister friend, congratulations! Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, Easter Parade. I couldn't have to. No, Debbie Reynolds. Did you get the baby gift I sent? Yeah, it was by Halston. You know, red is the new navy blue. It was marvelous. It was Sir Laurence Olivier. Well, I was talking to Gaga earlier.
Sir Laurence Olivier.
Hey, speaking of Olivier, Andy Nyman, I got to say that scene in the Judy Garland movie, as I was watching it, I was so in love with that scene. I said, this is going to go down in like gay history as one of the most important moments in film. I just thought it was so important because it spoke to to what we love about the gay community and what they love about us, and it brought it right down to the heart of everything.
Yeah,
it took all the camp out of it and put all the heart into it.
Yeah, we thought that was really the heart of the movie that showed
absolutely
true nature of Judy.
Absolutely.
So Christine and I, of course, Christine, Pedi, and I are on SiriusXM. She's on in the morning, I'm on in the afternoon, and then on the Saturday, we do the Dueling Divas at 9 a.m. But besides doing brilliant imitations, Christine's an amazing singer. So are you going to do that great arrangement?
Yes, and it's a bitch of an arrangement for a pianist to play.
Yeah, so
which is why I wanted it to be created, so that the pianist would have a moment to just, show off and, have fun. Now let's make sure I have it here. Just tell me when you want me to go.
You can go because I'm going to send you donations after this to read.
Oh, okay. Hold on. All right, here we go then. Here we go. Please, God. Can you hear the music?
Yeah. Make it a little louder, but it's good.
I get too hungry for dinner at 8. I like the theater, but never come late. I never bother with people I hate. That's why the lady is a tramp. Won't go to crap games with barons and earls. Won't go to Harlem in ermine and pearls. And I won't dish the dirt with the rest of the girls. That's why the lady is a tramp. I like the green grass under my shoes. What can I lose? I'm broke. It's oak. Hate California. It's cold. It's damp. That's why the lady is a tramp. I go to Coney, the beach is divine. I go to ball games, the bleachers are fine. I read the gossip and I follow every line. That's why the lady is a tramp. I like a prize fight that isn't a fake. I like the rowing on Central Park Lake. I go to opera and I stay wide awake. That's why the lady is a tramp. I like the green grass under my shoes. What can you lose? I'm fat. That's that. I'm all alone when I lower my lamp. That's why the lady. That's why the lady. That's why the lady is a tramp. That's why the lady is a tramp.
Chris, I love that you're in full costume. It's so Variety Thursday.
Let's get rid of that.
Props.
Stop.
Oh my God.
Okay,
All right.
put you back in my ears.
So I got to show one more thing before you read. Well, actually, you know what? Here, Christine, I'm gonna text you some donations. Can you? Do you have your phone?
Yeah, I got my phone.
Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
Texting. Hold on. Paste. Oh wait.
Texting, reading texts.
Hold on.
Text.
Copy and paste it. Hold on. Wait.
Oh gosh, I have marabou feathers in my mouth. It's not.
We all do. It's Variety Thursday.
It's Variety Thursday.
There we go.
Right. So here we go.
These are just a couple that just came in.
Hey, I also want to say that I was mentioning the other day on my radio show that, a lot of people went into this situation, as Andy said as well, already with severe challenges. And they're sort of in a worry bubble themselves about their cancer, about their dialysis, about whatever. And then all of a sudden, there's this other worry bubble. And it's really interesting to see how they are handling this. It puts things in perspective, you know. And there may be actors out there who already had these challenges, and now their income is so badly affected by this. It's so important to try and help in any way that you can, you know. Okay, so we have Mary, from Indiana, $100.
How about Christine? You need to be Bernadette doing it.
Oh, sorry, you want Bernadette? And
Yeah, but
can
in the
you
very
hear me?
last one,
Mary from Indiana gave $100. Thank you, Mary.
Oh, and that tramp Ann from New York, $25. Can we talk, Ann? And oh my God, Tony and Kay. Tony, is it Tony? Yeah, Tony and Kay from Oregon. Tony and Kay from Oregon gave $100. And who else? Oh, Sarah from Florida, $200. You can count on them in Florida.
And Elaine Stritch.
Benjamin from Tennessee gave $10. That's right. All right. He's a great kid. Yeah. He if you shouted out that you'd make his day for sure, as Elaine Stritch, well, I have this to say for you. Thank you. Don't drink.
There you go.
Chris,
till you're 18.
Before you go, I just want to show everybody how many more people you do. This is the two of us at the big Broadway Cares Equity Prize States fundraiser, now called the Red Bucket Follies. This is And I'm Telling You, as sung by a very inappropriate Effie, Miss Angela Lansbury.
And I am telling you, I'm not going. You're the best man I'll ever know. There's no way I'll ever go.
Hold on. Then your amazing ending when you do, I think it goes from Stritch to Bernadette to Joan Rivers to Ethel Merman right at the end. Here we go. Watch this.
Love me, you tramp. Love me, love me. You're going to love me.
Yay!
Yay, Christine. All right, let's say goodbye to everybody. The fabulous.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you for giving me an excuse to wear this. But I got to tell you, between these feathers and these gloves, my body needs to breathe now. I cannot breathe.
100%. The
We're gonna
lovely
say bye to
Judy Gold,
everyone.
the lovely Nyman, the lovely Ruth Bader Felshuh.
And we'll see everyone tonight. Tonight, the members of the original Broadway cast of Spring Awakening.
8 p.m.
Anything else?
Eastern, Spring Awakening.
My
Tomorrow,
two favorite places, Provincetown and England.
it is Provincetown and London.
And Tova. The last time I spoke to Tova, she was in a yurt.
That's right.
She was off in a yurt.
Tova.
Hi, Judy. Hi, Andy.
Hi, guys.
Have a good, happy Seder, second Seder.
Yeah, well, Seth and James obviously are not doing it.
Yeah, not you two.
Be quiet. Here are the credits.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Seth.
Thanks, everybody. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, Spring Awakening. Tomorrow afternoon is Jessie, the TV show Jessie's here, 2 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow night, the amazing Anna Gassar. Thanks, everybody. Happy Pesach.